Hey, Happy New Year! Right, that means I've got 5 days to finish this next project. Oh, good! All right, fine, yeah, panicking,'s normal, don't worry about it. Yeah, puzzle box. We're making a puzzle box, all right? Roll intro.
Okay, so let me back up a moment and explain what's going on. I'm getting more into physical game manufacturing, which is just a wanky way of saying that I miss making escape rooms. So, while I work on getting a new facility, I'm in the meantime making pieces of furniture and art, things like big gigantic board games, decorative shelving, puzzle boxes, and other things to keep the lights on. Relevant to this video though, I've also been working on making some puzzle boxes. I made one a few years back for a good friend's wedding. This monster was 44 pounds, had a solve time of around 2 hours, and had about 60 steps to solving it. Yeah, that gear is not just for show. It has secret pistons and everything. This box is going to be a good bit simpler though, and while I have a good idea about some parts of the design, I need to figure out the rest of it in the shop.
All right, let me show you my annoyance here. You take a laser cut template, you get up against here, little wheelie bit on the bottom rides against the template, meaning that the cutty bit goes ahead and snippy snaps off the end right there. You run around real careful, like, because that is a lot of space and it's very chattery, so you got to be very, very gentle when you're going through here. But now, got to do it to the other side so that we can get the whole thing round. Now I could get another one of these discs, laser cut another one, stick it on the bottom, bada bing, bada boom. However, alignment is not impossible, but it's going to be questionable in order to get it exactly right, because even the slightest little bit off is going to show up like a sore thumb when these two pieces come together. So, if I want to have a nice looking piece, I need to have the opposite of this. Instead of having a bit on the bottom, we need to have a bit on the top. So like a bit like this. Perfect, right? Yeah, well, except it's just barely not quite tall enough. This cutting edge has to be across the entire bottom here, which sucks. So, my options are go to the store, pay another $40 and get another one of these, or I can be impatient and do something else. We're going to do that. Can you guess if I have a dull blade? I've run through as far as I can go, but as you can see here, that's about as far as I'm able to get with this little berm on the bottom here. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and lower this so that... Come on. Was that loose the whole time? Well, alright. There we go. Yeah, just about the right height for that. And the plan is that we're going to go ahead and trim this little ridge off and then do one more finishing pass. Let's see what kind of result we get from that. Well, fuck. Well, that looks... I mean... Ice cream cookies sandwich. Alright, so the idea is that we're gonna use the hole here to index exactly the other side. With any luck, that ought to actually work. Okay. Alright. Hey. Alright. Let's see how precise that is. Now, am I going to regret gluing this while there's a template on there? The answer is probably, but life is an experiment. Now, is it an experiment worth repeating? Well, we'll find out together now, won't we? Alright, so I no longer trust this bit. We're going to need to get the other bit that I just purchased right in there. All right, let's see how this works. Or if this works even. Here it goes. Well, I mean, it's better. Maybe I can sand that out. Seems very much like a should have done this to begin with kind of situation. All right. Let's do that 3 or 4 more times. This is what bandsaw perfection looks like. See those sideways lines? That means my bandsaw is absolutely perfect and definitely not dull as heck. Don't ask any further questions. Alright, so this was attempted wheel number 1. It's got a pretty nasty gouge, but you know, we can maybe do something with this. Wheel number 2, eh? Look at that beautiful sheen. Yeah, we've got a seam here, which I'm not super happy. Oh. Yeah, it's not great. Alright, so 4 wheels. Bish bash bosh. Yeah, we're gonna do a bit of cleanup. Every single wheel has a gouge or some other issue in it, but yeah, that'll happen. I need to do a bit of sanding too, but this is enough to get a rough idea. But it's so smooth. You put in some of these washers and whew. Yeah, it's gonna work out really good, I think. I think 4 wheels is enough. Let's see here. This will be a good poplar base. Nice solid wood. We'll have this go down into there, and then we'll put Bell on top. Look, I know this looks crazy, but like, bear with me, all right? All right. Take those. Piece of wood on top. We're gonna cut to like about this shape and size. Walls go like that-ish on either side when we cut out there. And then the idea is that like these reels will sit on top like so. They'll be able to spin freely. And so the idea is we're going to drill a hole up here. It's going to go all the way through all the blocks. In the bottom, we're going to have a little bully springy thing, little lever. We're going to hook this onto one end. We're going to pivot it here, make it so that this hooks onto the top, so that if we get the ball onto here, It'll roll down into here. And then the idea is that the player, they're smart, will know that they can pull this back, which will extend the spring, and then it'll go snap up real fast. And that'll snap the ball up through all the holes here and ring the bell. At least I think that's the idea. We gotta test the principle and see if that's gonna work. Oh. How big can I get away with? Not very. Let's see here. How do I want to build this? We're gonna have this piece. Okay. Oh, I hate this part. All right. So we're gonna have a piece of wood. Be looking at. Gosh. All right. So we could do it like this. The whole thing's a ½ inch, so 1/4, about an eighth. We'll call it an eighth. Now, so the reason why I did that is that now I know that the distance between here to here is now final, or final enough as it is. So now, with this lever arm here, I can sort of imagine that it's going to be hanging in here. And so what kind of snap kind of situation are we going to have going on here? So this will be the resting position. Stretch and snap. Yeah, that ought to work. All right, cool. So then we're going to trim this then. I'm going to say about here-ish. Give that a cut. Cool. Oh, and in case you're wondering what these are, this is a secret code that I've hidden. A 78-step puzzle that starts with this video and ends at a secret location that I will not be telling you guys about. So have fun with that. This is part of the ARG. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Here we go. Hey! Yeah, that should work, I think. Yeah. We need to cut holes up here through all these discs and the floor. We can use this as a template to make sure that each one of them is exactly right, I think. So you turn these just right. You got the base, and then this goes here. But I still have a question. How are we going to support this in here? So I'm gonna make a little sandwich here. This one a little bit. Dang it, I cut this too short, didn't I? Great. All right. Rework is fun. I love rework. All right. Sure, fine. Let's go. There we go. Yeah. That could work. Okay. Well, that kind of works. This on here. Ball in the hole. And we're going to see the ball pop up out of the hole. See the ball pop up out of the hole. See the ball pop out of the hole. We might have a problem. It looks like the ball's smacking, like right here, and then bouncing in and then going back in. Now, we could add a tube, maybe, sort of like guide it in there. And while it sort of kind of works, the important thing is that it doesn't work reliably. And that's going to be a problem. I'm not going to be there to make sure that the puzzle always works. So we got to find a more reliable answer. This isn't going to work either. We're going to do something completely different. So we've got so far, got the base going on here. Plan. Yeah, you pull the lever and the thing goes snappity snappity. Whoop whoop. Yeah, if we nail it down, then that should do something to the up here's the area. Okay, so I have completely changed around the plan because that's just kind of what happens when I make these puzzle boxes. So here's the deal. As of right now, getting the ball to smack up using that lever is maybe I can get to work, but not reliably and not in time. So instead, what we're going to do here, we're going to make it so that when I pull this lever, that's a spring. I'm pushing a lever and the spring is popping that back up, which is going to be very relevant for later on. We're going to make it so that the bell needs to be lifted up a little bit so it can ring, and then we'll smack it. See what we can do about that. We're now in the tape phase. I always love to assemble my puzzle boxes using tape at the start because I'm going to likely change a lot of things, and the last thing I need is to worry about gluing or screwing or nailing or whatever these pieces together. So I use tape in order to hold it in place so that I can more easily think through the actual puzzle that's going to go here. So this is kind of what I'm thinking here. So yeah, the current plan, I'm going to have discs in here, fit nicely. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to deal with the door, is kind of the last question needing to answer. So I could put a big old piece on the front, like so, but that has the, oh my god, I just solved it. I'll have two doors. The door will stop here, and it'll be like this, and that should work. And then here, it'll be a smooth seam. And then I can use a piece here. Literally just solved that just now. Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll do it. And then this opens. And then the people can mess with it like that. Oh my gosh. There you go. Genius. Good job. That's a good idea. Yeah, brilliant. All right, thanks, guys. Home Depot has gotten so darn cheap, they won't even include the manual. Gotta print it out for yourself. And then the template's the wrong size. Great. Awesome. Still, though, this ought to work. If I'm lucky, this should be a hinge that'll make it so that this thing will stay on the outside as opposed to on the inside. Okay. And if I'm lucky, that should create a perfectly seamed edge. Exactly, just barely opening properly. The scary time now. I get to detape this and cut everything to final height, which I think I've got all the cuts lined up in the way that I want them. I think I'm happy with it, but that doesn't mean it's not scary because I don't have any more scrap wood of this type, which means that if I mess up a cut here, I'm going to have to change all the wood, which is not a thing that I have time for because we are down to not that many hours left. So, no pressure. Just going to take that apart and we'll have no problems, right? Right. Yeah, no problems. Don't worry about it. Okay, so now we're going to start gluing the things that I'm least scared of gluing. Still a bit scary though, because since this is a one-way operation, undoing it will be painful if something goes wrong. But we're at the point now where I can start reliably gluing together stuff. So we'll glue these panels together and see what we can do. You know how there's that meme on YouTube where they're like, oh, woodworkers can never have too many clamps? Well, guess what? This is what happens when you don't have enough clamps. While that's drying, we're just going to go ahead and try to fix some of the horrible gouges we've got in these wheels. Looks like that still needs a bit of time to cure. Yes, it does. This stuff is problematic because, as it turns out, while in fact it is like easy glue and it dries pretty fast and it's reasonable enough, it also stains. Look at how much I've dug away here, and I've been sanding for a long time. That is just there now. I can't go much deeper. So yeah, that is gonna live like that now, and I've got to figure out a way around it. Cool. ahead and finish this now, because finishing later on is not really going to be an option. Alright, let me just lower the rod in. What? Why is it making a tunk noise? Duh. We got a problem. That's supposed to go all the way down. And it ain't. Oh boy. Maybe I can smack it with something. Oh. Oh. It slid a bit. Oh. 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 I think it worked. I think it worked. I'm now on the stage of the build where I need to be careful. When I had the tape on, that was where I could be a little bit more loosey-goosey, but we are past the creative, oh man, anything is possible, and now to the creative, oh god, how do I fix that stage. And so, if we do this right, we will have to be less creative later on, and in this context, being less creative is a good thing. Cookies are done! Alright, sand that up and make that pretty. Oh man, that's so good! Too tight. Alright, so these things are designed to go onto those modern cabinets that people spend way too much money on in their modern kitchens and such. And so the idea is that you drill a hole using a Forstner bit, you use the stupid cutout template they gave you, and then you get a tolerance like this. And that would work if this was actually a cabinet, but I'm abusing it, you see. This is not what it's supposed to do. Instead, what's happening is that my tolerance here is basically somewhere between 1 millimeter and nothing. Versus here, there being like a chunky, gosh, how much is that? It's approximately this much, which, as you can tell, is a lot more than the none we have to work with here. And the good news is that we've got a big berm that I've added on here as a feature, which allows me to basically hide what exactly that fit is. And that's good, because this is gonna look really bad on this side. Now, with any luck, all that metal is gonna hide it up, so it's not gonna be like you could see my crimes, but let's just say that I might be on probation. Yeah. Okay, so I guess, yeah, we have to trim it right up to here. Ooh, I hope that doesn't mess with the structural integrity. We'll find out. Please work. Woo! Oh? Oh, whoa? Ooh, oh my god, I think it's gonna work! Oh man, oh boy, whew! Okay, because we've got like a handful of hours left, and if this didn't work, I would have been so screwed. Oh boy, but oh man, oh boy, oh buddy, I think it's gonna work, buddy. Let me show you. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. That's so much better. Hey, if it's stupid and it works, then you're still stupid and got lucky. But also, you got the job done, so you get paid. Which means that you're probably going to reproduce, which means humanity is doomed. But I don't care right now, so... Alright, so we're going to use this as a template. And we are going to drill holes in the final piece of wood. This one here, the last one. No pressure, but it's 3 fiddly operations, and if I mess up any of them, I am royally screwed. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. Looks pretty good. That is so very, very close to the edge. Oh, thank goodness no one's gonna see that, but like, oh boy. These tolerances, man, these tolerances. I always do this to myself. It's making scary noises. Mom, my wood is making scary noises. Now, if you're wondering why this isn't going in all the way, that's actually on purpose. These are actually meant for 3/4 or thicker wood, and this is 1/2 inch. And if you're thinking like, wow, why don't you just use hinges that don't do that? Well, the homeless despot doesn't actually sell things that are that thin, and I don't have time to order stuff. And also, I'm not aware of a local hardware store that actually sells hardware. All of them sell things like furniture. These fellows. Whoa. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh man, that's tight. Oh man, that's tight. Oh, that is strong. Oh. I think... Oh my gosh, that seam is beautiful. Buddy, I think we did it. Look at this. Look at this shit. All right, so look. All right, close it. Nice seam. We go ahead and open it. And it opens. Ah! Yes! Yes! Victory! I think it's victory. That puts all that away. That one. Oh, buddy, that is a victory. Yes! I was so freaking worried about this door. God damn. Yes! Let's go ahead and polish up the door and then put it in permanently. Yes. How satisfying is that? Oh man, I can't get that out. That's awesome. The fact that I can't get it out is actually really good because it means that it's gonna be tamper-proof. proud, though. Yeah, grabby hands can still grab that. We need to take off a little bit of thickness there. What? 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 How? That is more than the thickness of what I cut. I cut off less than a blade's width. Why? Is my measurement off? Oh, good lord. Oh yeah, no, I love wisdom metal stock. It's fantastic. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, it's perfect. Hey. Oh, that looks really good. Hee. You have another problem. I've got to figure out how to drill a hole perfectly straight right in the very, very back of that thing. Problem is that if I do, then I will be causing blowout. That's when you drill a hole through and the other side just kapows out. And that's not a problem if you're not going to see the other side or if it doesn't really matter. But you're going to see both sides of this. See, this side is perfect. This actually looks really good. Don't worry about that. That doesn't exist. But the problem is that perfectly crisp clean hole only happens if you start the cut on that side. Now, could I just drill most of the way through and then stop short to get the pin indexed? Actually, yeah, I totally could. Yeah, we'll do that. I hate this thing. If you're considering getting this or a very expensive version of this, let me save you the money. Don't. Well, that was a crack noise. That's not good. Ooh, it's not good. It is not good at all. Oof. This might be a we do our best with what we got kind of situation. If I can remove this, maybe that'll work. Maybe I can just cut the plug. Huh, okay. If I go ahead and close this the way it should be, I need to trim it a little bit actually. Ew, oh god, that's too tight. Okay, well, anyways. That is how this thing's going to look, ish, when I'm done with it. When I'm done with it. When I'm done with it. When I'm done. And that's as much video as I could get, because at that point I had a difficult decision. I could either finish filming the video or deliver the project on time. I chose to deliver the project. Yes, I did actually successfully finish the project on time. Barely. This is being filmed 1 year later. This has gone through quite a few revisions and a couple of fixes, but here it is, the complete Belltower in all of its glory. Ring the bell. You may not touch the bell or hit it with any held or thrown object. You may not move or tilt the tower. You may not use external tools. You may not use any great force. And you may open the scroll if you win. You have 15 minutes. Your time starts now. Got a little bit here and it. Oh. It moves out of the way, revealing a dowel
and a metal rod. Looks like that moves. We flip it around. Maybe go ahead and put it here. Give it a push. We can feel something moving. Aha. And with the bell rung, we can now read what the scroll says. And so it happens to say, "Oh hey, what do you know? That sounds like a great idea." So, there's a nice, easy puzzle. Just a simple 15-minute one. Probably the simplest puzzle I've ever made.
Why do I do this to myself?
This thing was supposed to be a proof of concept. And you know what? It did prove that I can make puzzle boxes like this, or more accurately, simple puzzle boxes. Because it's a simple enough puzzle. Record time for this that I think wasn't cheating was about 6 minutes. Not bad. Anyways, that was a huge project, and a lot of work, and 10 solid days of editing. Oh man, sure I'm glad that's over, and I never had to make anything this complicated ever again.